So he said it himself, this could be his last season for Liverpool, and really it's like, take that as you will, take it as Salah not going to sign a contract, take it as Liverpool not showing interest in re-signing him. However, it will be interesting to see if this changes the mood of the team overall, because a player like Salah and the impact he's had on a club like Liverpool, and especially where he's come from, this could really change the kind of whole morale of the team, because they might want to just go out and win something big in Salah's last season, for example like the Premier League or the Champions League. And you could see last season they wanted to do that for Klopp as well, so I don't really see why they wouldn't want to go and do the same thing for Salah, because he's been so consistently great over a number of years, and he's kind of helped transform Liverpool into this big championship contender, and he's kind of been the main man through all of that. So he's undoubtedly, also Salah, is one of Liverpool's greatest ever players. He's way up there with a lot of the Liverpool greats as well. So he ended up signing for Liverpool back in 2017 from Roma, and at this point in his career he wasn't seen as the superstar player that he is today, which to a lot of people will be a big surprise, and especially to a lot of the younger fans that have only really seen Salah in like his prime, to be honest. He was kind of bouncing around teams at the start of his career, because he did also have stints at other clubs such as Fiorentina, Chelsea and Roma before coming to Liverpool. So as you can see there, he'd also been at Chelsea, where he didn't have as great of a stint, but he had also been in the Premier League. So when he came to Liverpool, that could have really been one of the big, I don't know if you could call it an advantage, but him coming back to the Premier League, he knew how the Premier League played and he probably knew how to go about things there. So yeah, with stints at his former clubs Fiorentina, Chelsea and Roma, people probably weren't expecting much to come from Salah going to Liverpool. However, in his first season at the club, 2017 to 2018, he completely went off when it came to scoring 44 goals and getting 15 assists in 52 games, and that is kind of like Messi, Ronaldo type numbers, literally just under a goal a game and an assist probably once every 3 games. So here he really showed just how good he could be. However, it could have been that at this point it was just a one season wonder because of how he'd been before, but then after this season, Salah just went on to score between 25-30 goals a season and get about 5 to 15 assists a season, whilst consistently playing 40-50 games a season as well, which to actually do that along this period of time of like 7 odd years and play over like 300 games, it just says a lot as well with the compact schedule, whilst being able to be that productive as well. To be a superstar player really isn't that easy. You've got to be insanely fit, because you've got to play really week in week out and be really this consistent, because I know he scored 44 goals in his first season, but that dropping to 25-30 goals a season really isn't that big of a drop off. It might look like a big drop off, 14-15 goals. However, being that consistent is still a very big achievement, because not a lot of players do that. You'll see players like Rashford get a 30 goal season every couple of seasons and then they'll just completely drop off. So that really showed that he is one of the top players in the world, and I think he may have been in a bit of Ballon d'Or contention along with that as well. So, however, he never really got back to those first season numbers, but he was still consistently great. Plus, with all of this, he was still the main man for Liverpool. He did also have other people like Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino in the club as well, but he was always consistently like the standout man. He also played very well in a lot of big games as well, so that's probably what stuck him out from the others at the club as well. So yeah, even though he never really got back to the form that he was in his first season, it doesn't really matter, because you don't need a player like that to score 45 goals, get 15 assists a season. That was just his first season making a stamp on the league. So now, overall for Liverpool, currently he has played 352 games, which is 29th all-time for Liverpool. He has scored 214 goals, which is 3rd all-time for Liverpool, and he also has 92 assists, which is 5th all-time for Liverpool. Bearing in mind he's probably got another 40 games to play, so by the time he's at the end, if it is the end, he'll be near 400 games. Based off how he scores, he'll probably be near 250 goals and he'll be over 100 assists, so he will have moved up in these rankings probably a bit more, barring like an injury that ends his season, for example. So yeah, he is still going to move up in these rankings, but it is still very impressive how high up he is, considering that he really wasn't considered to be that great of a player, and then he comes to Liverpool and does all this. So one of the problems that I would say with Salah staying at Liverpool is his age, because I think he is about 33, so this is probably going to be one of, if not the last great season that we'll ever see of Salah, because when you get into your 30s, you physically just start to decline. It's not usually a major decline until you hit like your mid 30s, but Salah's kind of on that decline now. And with all of this, there is going to be a non-stop rumour mill now, because there are several things that could happen with Salah. First of all, he could sign a new contract, and this wouldn't surprise me, because it does seem like he wants to stay. He does just love Liverpool, because they're the club that gave him a chance when no one else really probably wanted to give him a chance. So it wouldn't surprise me if he did end up signing a new contract. However, he is also rumoured for contract talks with Liverpool, so it does look like the two sides are going to try and get together on a deal and keep Salah at the club. But obviously, if both sides are just differing too much, then they will at some point just part ways because of that. However, Salah could go to another big European team, and it is actually in the rumour mill right now that Juventus and PSG are two clubs following this situation, so they are clearly interested in acquiring Mohamed Salah. Juventus and PSG are two interesting teams, because if you are Salah and you're going to stay in Europe, you're going to want to stay with somewhat of a contender for the Champions League. So Juventus and PSG aren't really those teams right now. However, with the types of players that PSG have, Salah could go there and make a big difference, and with Juventus, maybe Salah could push them kind of over that edge to being like one of the top teams. Or really the last scenario could be that he just goes to Saudi Arabia like a lot of other players and just make an absolute ton of money, because it is coming more towards the back end of his career, and he might just want to cash in with one last huge payday in Saudi, because we all know the big contracts that Saudi Arabia have been giving out to players recently or in the past few years. So yeah, I do think that this will be an interesting situation, especially after what Salah said after the Man United game, because usually players don't come out with things like that unless they're actually leaving. But then again, there are the rumoured contract talks that are going to take place between Salah and Liverpool. So let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. Do you think Salah will leave Liverpool, or do you think he will stay? Let me know. Like the video if you like the video if you liked it, and also remember to subscribe if you want more videos like this. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for listening, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.